What up, y'all? Sitemangala, the Reverend of the Revolution. Welcome to your Daily Revolution. Today's topic: why do you even care about what other people think? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I was out of town the last couple days in St. Louis, hanging with my business partners, had a meeting, and I spent a day with one of my clients and good friends and good brothers, Brother John, with his clients, teaching and training them. And it's just been a great week. Friday morning, I dropped my kids off at school, and, I had this thought this morning. Sometimes we care so much about what other people think. We just care so much, like to the point where it affects us, it distracts us, and it keeps us off our game. And this all came about because as I was traveling, I observe people. Everyone's glued to their phone. My goodness, I'm looking at my phone and doing work. And I'm in the airport. And I was thinking back to just my younger years when I used to be so worried about going out in public. And I used to be so worried about how I looked. And I was so concerned about what people would think about me. And even this goes back to my high school and junior high days. Like I went to a junior high middle school in Provo, Utah. It's called Ferrer. It's an elementary school now, right? They've redone the school. And I lived in South Provo. And South Provo is right south of BYU. They call it South Campus. Well, the kids who went to Ferrer, half of us lived on South Provo, and the other half, they lived up on the hill. The hill is where Tippview High School is, and the hill basically is where the wealthy kids are, right? And back then, everyone had, you either had or you didn't have. In my day, right, it was these specific types of jeans and slippers and belts. And, the kids were rich. They'd show up with the brand new clothes, and I was wearing the same pair of pants all year. There was 5 of us living with my mother, my sweet mother, inside of a 2-bedroom apartment, and my mom hadn't remarried yet. And I remember going to school so worried. And it impacted how I saw myself. And it changed how I showed up. And I didn't have great confidence. My self-esteem was not that great. It was low. But a lot of it came from just believing that people were judging me and being so worried about what people thought about me. You ever been there? You ever do that now? I can remember so many different instances in my life, from junior high, going into high school, walking into the mall, walking into church, walking into practice, just like, oh, what do people think about me? And I was so stuck about other people's opinions of me, even when I was out knocking doors, right? I was knocking doors back for a company called Vivint. I was recruiting and managing, and I was 35 years old. I had done extremely well inside of the mortgage industry. I had made great money, had a great lifestyle, and then we lost everything. And I was so concerned. I was so worried about what people thought about me that it drove me kind of insane, and I didn't show up powerfully. And everything I did was to either prove that I was good enough, to prove that I was smart enough, and to prove that I belonged, or to avoid looking dumb. I don't want to look dumb. What if I look inadequate? What if they really know that I'm just afraid and I don't feel like I belong? That's how I felt. And, as I look back, I dropped my sons off this morning. I'm high-fiving and hugging, and I always hug my boys. I touch their back, put my hand on their chest, their back. I always just rubbing their head, and I hold their arm, and I touch them, and I hug them, and I tell them how much I love them. And I dropped my oldest son off this morning. I'm looking at him, walking to school, and again, this from the airport to this morning, I'm like, why do we care so much about what people think about us? Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't care what people think, because I do. Right? We're human beings. And it does matter, to a point. But it's not everything. So why do we even care? Let me tell you a few things here that will help you right now. If you are so concerned about what people think, I got some news for you. Number one, as The Rock would say, it doesn't matter. Look, it really does not matter to a point. Now, I get it, right? If you're in high school and you're applying for college, yeah, you better be concerned about what people think. If you're an employee and you've got a job, you better be concerned about what your boss thinks. But there's a line here. And the line is, what matters most is what you think. Let me say that again. What matters most is what you think about yourself. Most of the times when we think that people are thinking about us and talking about us, number one, it doesn't matter. And number two, they're usually not thinking about you. Because you know what they're thinking about? Themselves. Yeah, everyone's conscious about themselves. Is she looking at me? Is he looking at me? What do they think about this? And what I have found is the more powerful we are in how we create ourselves, the more powerful we are in who we believe we are and who we say we are, the more powerful we show up for other people. It's amazing how much my life changed the moment I took control of that and I stopped saying, I'm so worried about what people think. I'm so worried about what people think too. How can I show up and help more people? That's it. I love my job. And my job is my business. And I have an incredible, my team, our team, my partners. And of course, when I say my team, right, I'm talking about the guys I work with. Right? We are partners in this thing together, as well as my wife and my sons. We're strong. And we take care of each other. And I love the work that we do. And one of the greatest things that we can help people understand is, who are you? Who do you believe you are? Because whoever you believe you are is how you show up. And if you continue to allow your day to be driven by what people think, and I wonder what they think, and I hope that I get their approval, it's not a big deal anymore. I live in an amazing neighborhood. I'm not concerned about what people think. Because number one, the truth is, they really don't. People are in their worlds. People have their families. People got their flag football teams. I coach a flag football team. People got their businesses. And, a great author, Byron Katie, says there's God's business. That's the stuff you have zero control over. There's other people's business. That's your neighbors and people on social media and people out there. And then there's your business. And the more you focus on your business, meaning, how can I be more powerful so that I can help more people? How can I focus on me and what I've got to do so I can show up and make a difference for other people in their lives, in my job, in my business? I'm telling you now, what other people think about you, man, don't let that destroy you. Don't let that drive you. Don't let that get the best of you. Don't let it dictate a behavior that has you, oh man, I hope that I get their approval. Look, what people think about you is irrelevant. So go all in on your own life. Go make it happen. Go do you. Go get after it. Go do you in a way that allows you to be your very best. Show up to make a difference. Show up to be happy. And if you start to, behave in a way that's oh man, I hope they approve. Look, you got to go check yourself. You got to go look at your self-esteem, your self-concept, your self-definition. Because whoever we believe we are and how we view ourselves, if that is so strong, then we think less about, the judgments of others. And yes, we are human. And yes, I do care about what other people think about me. There's no doubt about it. And I also know that my role and my mission on this planet is not to let their opinions and assumptions shape me. It is for me to show up in the most powerful, loving, filled with light, so I can shine, so I can spread a message, so I can communicate this movement of prosperity and help people to be happy, to produce results, to find their gifts and talents, to make a difference in the world. Go get it. Have an amazing day, y'all. I love you. I'm out.
more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.